Hello traders out there in Traderland, D7 here with freetradingvideos.com. Let's take a look at the markets. Down just a little bit, NASDAQ up a little bit, and the S&P down a little bit, and the Russell's up a little bit. We have the NASDAQ Russell's more bullish than the other two. That could spell for some bullish behavior on Monday, but anything can happen in the next 2 days. The VIX Volatility Index does drops nearly 3%, and that puts us below 29. We've been hanging around 28, 29, 30, 31 for some time now. Here is the S&P Daily, and the S&P Daily, we came down this week and went sideways. Down and sideways, and here we do have a lower high and a lower low. The bears were more in control today, and if we blow this up, we could really see we're just sitting on this big trend line coming down, and it just keeps holding and holding and holding. And let me see, I could probably shape this up just a little more, but we have the 200-day moving average right here, 200-day. Acting as resistance. The thing that I'm watching here is the MACD looks like it's wanting to roll over. You can see the history getting tighter and tighter. We could get a flip to the positive side. If we get a flip to the positive side, that would cause a crossover here. And we have almost a double bottom formation. We're going down. It's a bullish convergence, and that could be bullish for the markets. But in the whole scheme of things, let's look at this. We have a shoulder, head, and shoulder formation. This is a head and shoulder trend reversal formation. So if you scrunch this up a lot here, when you get a head and shoulder formation, usually that shows a reverse, a downturn in the markets should follow. Now, but the thing we're looking for, let's bring this a little closer here, is this neckline. Now the neckline, let's blow this up even more. We have our head here, shoulder and shoulder. The neckline would be these 2 points. So it's this trend line being drawn. We broke it on this day, broke it, bam. And now we are right here. So I still think that there's a decent chance of a rally back north here, hitting our head somewhere on these trend lines. And then that is the place I will be looking to go short. Now, if we just decide to build a low base formation, if that happens and we just break down, I'll go short right there. So I'm going to go short here, or we come up and smack our head and start our descent. If I get either of those scenarios, we break down or we come up, hit our head, and start our descent, I will be short this market. I am hedged over the weekend. I have a number of longs going and a big old beefy hedge. And I told people in the chat room, I said, if you want me to review a few stock, I'd be happy to do so. So I'm going to review a couple stocks here. This is potash, POT, and we're looking at the daily here, and I'm drawing trend lines here from resistance, 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 resistance. Then we went into a triple top formation, and then it drops, crashing down through all these moving averages. And then I come here, support, 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 and then we broke support. The other things that we broke are some of these support areas. We have those 2 swing highs. If you come across, that's right there. And we broke that. And then this swing high right there, if we come across to that swing high, that's right there. And we broke below that. So we closed below that, and the 200-day moving average we closed below. So we have this low base breakdown taking place on big volume. I wish I saw this before the market's end. This would be a short opportunity. So potash is a short opportunity, barring that the fundamentals are very weak on this company. I'd have to double check that. I don't have those numbers memorized at this time. But potash, I would consider a short. And this is Bank of America, BAC. I had this big downtrend. And then we go into a falling wedge type formation here. And then we rally north. And we just kind of chop around, up, down, up, down, up, down. We're sideways, kind of a trading range type formation coming across. Let's blow this up and look and see what we have here. So we come down, up, hit our head, come down, find some support, crash through support. We got a high base formation breaking out, hit resistance, and we chop around, hit resistance. We're down here at the floor, and boom, here we are right now. Now we have resistance there. Resistance act as support to these guys. We act as support again. Now the question is, where are we right now? Well, if you really blow this up and look at it, the candlestick here is a doji type formation which closed kind of underneath this support area. It did a couple days ago also, but for the first time the 50-day moving average now is acting as resistance instead of support like it did these 2 days. So we have BAC is below the 50-day moving average, below a support area, and overall we had this little kind of triangle right here. You can see this triangle. See this? Where it broke down out of that triangle, and then those lines act as resistance. So this is looking pretty bearish to me right now. So either we're going to continue above this $11 mark and chop around, but if we go below $11, mark my words here, if we go below $11, Bank of America is in a lot of trouble, and I'm picking that up off of the monthly chart on this. So Bank of America under $11 could get really hairy. All right, United States Natural Gas, here we are, UNG, and this thing has just been pounded. You can see this here. We were way up here, and we just slid down. I thought we had a good chance of this thing starting to roll back up, but we're showing some significant weakness right now. Look at all the major volume come flooding into this. Usually at the bottoms, when you get big volume like this, it's a telltale sign that is putting in a bottom. Usually when you get choppy like this, this is a bottom area. But we just broke some significant resistance here. Resistance, all these lines. I just drew a bunch of lines on here, really looking. This thing's floating in midair from what I'm seeing right now with my lines that I've been drawing. Just floating in midair. This is a low base formation that could break down. So there's my 3 stocks I wanted to share with you. The V newsletter, PayPal, they're saying they should get their act together by Monday. So we're going to extend the $33 for life special to all you. Sorry for the inconvenience. Anyway, you guys will have access to come on and be a part. We've made several plays so far off of these, off of our newsletter on our picks, and we want you to benefit from those also. And also, you'll see that there's a lot of text. I don't know if anybody actually read that word for word. There's a bunch of it in there. But we do mentoring. If you want to sit with Matador or myself one-on-one, that's where you're going to learn. That is where you're going to learn. Get educated. Profits will follow. So there you have it. Until next time, we'll catch you at freetrainvideos.com. We'll see you there in the chat room, hopefully over the weekend.